Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today's video I'll be reviewing this. This is Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Galvatron. Now Galvatron is one of my most anticipated figures in the Kingdom line because the last Galvatron that we got from Titans Returns wasn't that great, and mainly because he was a headmaster, and then the other Galvatron that we got in the Generations line was even worse. So this is a much welcome version of Galvatron, and here he is in the package. Very cool box art of him in the cannon mode and in robot mode with the Matrix. Here's the side of the box, and the back of the box transforms in 33 steps. Okay, let's get Galvatron out of the box. Here is Kingdom Galvatron out of the package. He comes with his instruction sheet. This matrix of leadership on a chain. Now the mold is exactly the same as the matrix that comes with Optimus Prime and I believe Rodimus. But only difference is, let's take it out. You can attach it to this little peg here. But the difference between these two is Galvatron's one is not translucent. It looks like the blue is painted on. But pretty much the exact same mold because I can put Prime's matrix here as well. It comes with two handheld weapons in the shape of his ship from the 1986 movie. You can attach them together to form one big gun. Now the ship is not compatible with the HasLab Unicron ship base, or there's really no place to put them on. There is a 5mm port here, and you'd think you probably could put the peg there, but there's no clearance for that peg because of this part. He comes with his arm cannon, very nice clear translucent orange. You can see there's a little frosting on the end here, or closer to the this part of the cannon. Very nice clean paint apps. You can take it apart. It's basically a 5mm peg and port. Comes with his card, and I got Megatron, and if you peel it, it reveals Galvatron. And Galvatron himself, let's take a closer look at him here. Let's put his arm cannon on the upper peg. There we go. Very cool looking figure, but it seems like my copy is the one that's misassembled. Now I know it's been reported in the US there are copies that are correctly assembled, so I'm thinking mine's one is one of the early runs of this figure, because this one actually came from Hong Kong, and it seems like most of the figures that have this error came from Southeast Asia, which kind of makes sense that they would get the first run or first batch of Galvatron over there. But you can see the detail on the shoulder here. This is actually supposed to be on the bottom, and the shoulder, let's rotate it, it's supposed to be smooth like this. So now there are some fixes for it, but it's not exactly easy, and there's a good chance of actually putting some stress marks on your figure. So I have a little fix for it, and I'll show that in a bit later. But let's look at the figure itself as is. Very nice detail on the face. You can see there's some of that, I guess, battle damage on the chest and on the arms, and then a little bit of variation of that battle damage on the feet, which is, it's as if he stepped in like some murky water and it came up to here, but only this part got stained. But still very nice looking Galvatron. Not a lot of hollowness that I can see on him. You have very nice paint apps on the tank treads and on the robot itself. I wish the Decepticon symbol was a little bit more apparent. Nice paint apps here on the top, and more paint detail on here in the back. As you can see on the back of the legs, there's not a lot of hollowness. A little gap there, but that's understandable. And this is probably the most hollow part of the figure, which are the feet, but that's okay. Now his guns, when combined, can actually go in either of his hands. Doesn't look too bad in a single hand, like so. This might be my preferred choice or you can separate them into individual handguns, or store them on his back. There's a little tab here that you can put in here to store the weapons. So Galvatron can carry all his weapons on his back. Now I forgot to mention he does have some hollowness here on the arms. So just a little bit of hollowness there. But overall, the figure is pretty tight. Now the Matrix in robot mode can basically just hang on his head like so. Doesn't lock in place or anything, which is fine. But yeah, pretty cool. You can recreate that scene from Transformers the movie. Very curious how this will play into the last part of the War for Cybertron series on Netflix. And for some size comparisons, here is Kingdom Galvatron next to Kingdom Ultra Magnus, Kingdom Beast Wars Megatron, Studio Series 86 Scourge, Kingdom Cyclonus, Netflix Optimus Prime, and Earthrise Megatron. Moving on to articulation of the figure, the head is on a ball joint and can rotate 360, tilt up and down like so. The arm can rotate 360, can go up very high at the shoulder. He has 2 points of articulation at the elbow, and he does have wrist rotation. He can rotate this much at the waist, mainly because it gets stopped by this part of his back. He can do the splits. He can kick this far up, this far back, bend at the knee this much. He can rotate at the thigh, and he does have ankle tilt. Okay, let's get Kingdom Galvatron transformed into his cannon mode. Here is Kingdom Galvatron in his cannon mode, and I gotta say, he looks really good. Even rolls very nicely. Love the look of it. The transformation is very satisfying. You can take the extra guns and mount them here on the side. Add more weapons. This is not a bad look, but I prefer the classic G1 look, so I'm gonna put the guns off to the side. Now you can put the Matrix on him in this mode. There's a little tab here that goes into this slot that allows him to hold the Matrix. I guess the only negative thing for me would probably be the hollowness in the back, but that's a real minor issue for me. That's really for me just trying to find something wrong with this mode. One thing that would make this perfect for me is if it had electronic lights and sounds. And I'm already looking in here. I mean, I'm pretty sure there might be some way to upgrade him to have electronic lights and sounds. Now, he doesn't have the gun mode like he did in Generation 1, but I guess if you wanted to, you could. There, is that a gun? I don't know. But yeah, overall, very pleased. Would have been nice if there was a Decepticon symbol somewhere around here, maybe on the top here, because the one on the chest is kind of hidden in this mode. But very pleased with how he came out. And for some size comparisons in vehicle mode, here he is next to Siege Ratchet and Earthrise Optimus Prime. Okay, let's get Galvatron back to robot mode for my final thoughts. So my final thoughts on Kingdom Galvatron. Overall, very pleased with the figure. I love the design. The transformation is very satisfying. He does have a lot of articulation, but is lacking on the waist as he can't go 360. But that is very minor for me in terms of articulation. Robot mode looks great. Much better upgrade than the Titans Returns version that we had for this character many years ago. Now, the biggest issue for me though is the assembly of the figure, which is from the factory. They misassembled the shoulder area, which seems to be more common with the figures that were released in Southeast Asia. It seems like the ones that were released in North America are corrected, so I do plan to hunt for another one in store just so I can see if it is the corrected version and not chance getting a misassembled version online. Other than that, no complaints with this figure. Hey, before I end this video, let me show a way to correct a misassembled Galvatron. Now, it's not fully correcting the issue, but this is what I did for now until I can find a corrected copy. You basically rotate the arm up and back down. As you can see, the shoulder sits higher than this side, but you do have that exposed pin. Also, you can see this piece actually pegs into here, so when you modify it this way, or modify the transformation this way, you're not getting this piece pegged in, as it doesn't fit there. And then what I did was just print out some 5mm pegs, covers, and apply them inside. Now, I put the little slot just because I wanted to be able to remove them, but it also helps me align them straight. So you can see over here my modified version with a little 3D printed part to cover the pin. Let's do the other side and take a small screwdriver to align it properly. And there you go. At least he looks a little bit better until I can get a corrected copy. Anyway, that is it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and thanks for watching.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. Follow us on social media and check out our Discord. Links in the description below.